So I'm going to show you the swapping of the charging handle to the right side or the left side, whatever, of the X95 Tavor. This is not a tutorial, okay, YouTube, so don't take this down. So first thing, obviously, remove any magazine, check to make sure the gun is clear. Okay, we're safe, amazing. So I'm going to put this gun off to the side here. So these are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need the barrel removal tool. You can get away with a flathead and a pair of vice grips or pliers or whatever, but definitely recommend to get the actual tool. I wrapped mine in tape because I can't be trusted. Phillips head screwdriver, 3mm Allen key, small shitty punch that you bent, a little bit bigger shitty punch that you bent, and a little hammer. So let's get to it. There's an Allen key right here behind your charging handle port. If you don't have it here, obviously it's just where the little slot is. I've already broken mine loose. There's a little 3mm Allen key. You pull that out, set it aside. Alright, so obviously next up we have the pistol grip here. A little Phillips head screwdriver. I guess it can be an Allen key as well. Mine is obviously the Phillips head. Once that comes off, set that to the side. Okay, once the grip is off and that little screw right here is removed, what you're going to do is just make sure your charging handle isn't catching right here on the forend. Go ahead and pop that forward. It'll slide right off. Sounds good. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and remove the bolt assembly. Just pull it out of the back by popping the push pin. I use the charging handle to help me out here. So at this point, this is where a lot of people kind of mess up, and they actually ended up causing a lot of damage to their gun. What you want to do, make sure you pull the charging handle back, get it out of the way. On the newer X95s, there's what they call the hammerhead, this little piece right here. A lot of people drive themselves crazy trying to punch this little roll pin out to get it off the barrel. You can remove it if you want, but all that's really necessary is you push it to the side. So you push it to the side, make sure you remove the charging handle all the way, and you can go ahead and push that back to where it's square. Okay, this next part is going to be removing the barrel. So what we're going to do, you see on the opposite side of this little guy, right here, go to the other side, there's going to be this little weird locking mechanism, and it's just big enough for a little punch. And all you're going to do is insert that into the hole and lift up, and you're going to see how it comes out, and just make sure that that clears the polymer itself, so just like that. And at the same time, while I'm doing that, I'm going to take my barrel wrench and I'm going to put it in here and turn it. So let's get that set up and I'll show you how it looks. I'm going to take my barrel wrench here, insert it. There's a little white mark in the arrow. There's locked, and then there's an O for open. At least that's what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to insert my wrench. Again, triple check that your charging handle has been removed. If not, you're going to bend your gas tube, and you're going to bend your charging handle, and you're going to be buying those parts and calling IWI because you think they don't have them in stock. So I'm just going to go ahead, give it a little turn. It's going to take a little bit of force right off rip, and then kind of once it breaks free, you can go ahead and remove the punch on the other side, and make sure I spin it all the way to the unlocked or the open position, just like that. So now, our little white mark has rotated to the open position. At this point, all you're going to do to remove the barrel is simply push forward on the optic rail and everything itself. I have a little rubber band back here for my sling, and I'm going to try to pull it out. I have the lightning bow trigger installed, so it doesn't like having the barrel moved in and out, but it's not causing any damage really. So once we get the barrel removed, that is basically as far as you need to go to break down the guns. Where did my little punch go? So I'm going to take my little punch, and there is a dust cover right here by the gas tube. You can kind of see it. It's just this little plastic plate. There we go. And you'll notice, flip that around, there's a little notch cut out on one side, and if you're coming over from a left side charging handle, it's going to be in there like this, and like rocket science, all you're going to do is take it out, flip it 180, and put it right back in. So because I want it on the right side, going to make sure that the little notch is on the right side. It's on the side that I want the charging handle to be. Just go ahead and slip it back in. So once that's installed, you can go ahead and reassemble your barrel. Alright, this is the only part of the video that I'm not going to redo because, well, it's a pain and I don't want to dick up my carrier. So, right here above your bolts, see if we can get this on video, there is typically a little pen, a little roll pen that goes in right there, okay? And you'll see that mine's not there. It's actually on the other side. So I had to swap it over. So if you look straight down here, you're going to see that little cutout, and that roll pin just kind of blocks the charging handle from going in. I don't think it needs to be there at all, but I'm going to be safe and just reinstall it on the opposite side. Again, all you need is a little punch. Put it in there like that, and just kind of support the carrier from this side. Tap it out with a hammer, flip it over, put it back in, tap it back in. That is the only part that I'm not going to show on camera. Let's get back to the reassembly. Okay, so reassembly, like magic, we have our dust cover installed in the orientation that we want our charging handle to be. I'm going to go ahead and slide the barrel back in. So once it kind of goes in, I'm going to make sure my rubber band thing is out of the way. And it'll slide in, and you'll notice back here everything is lined up flush. We're going to want to go ahead and just make sure, give it some pressure, make sure it's back as far as it'll go. And then I can go ahead and take my barrel locking tool and go ahead and turn this until it locks. And I heard that click, and that was the little locking tab on the other side falling back into its hole. I can double check that that white line is lined up with the mark that says lock, and I like to just double check a million times. You can never be too safe, but if that little locking tab on the other side went back into the polymer, you should be good to go. So now, pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my hammer head, slide that out of the way, put my charging handle in the position that I want it to go into on the correct side. You're going to make me look bad? There it is. So put your charging handle back in. It can go all the way to the rear. I'm going to go ahead and rotate my hammer head back to the correct position, ensure that it's at the 12 o'clock position. Take my fore end, slide it back on. Pretty simple. Take my little Allen key there, slide that on. Go ahead and tighten this back up. Make sure you throw your Allen key across the room. That's it's good luck. It's kind of like saying she ain't going anywhere when you're strapping something down on a trailer or a truck. So you have to throw your Allen key when you're done with it. All right, just like that. I'm gonna put the bolt back in the gun, the bolt and carrier. Slide that back in. Recoil pad and everything back up into place. Take my gun, put my pistol grip back into position. Try to hold it there. Hand tighten just to get it started. And then I'm going to take my super expensive high quality screwdriver that is definitely not from the side of the road somewhere. Screw in this last little guy here. And there you have it. A right side charging handle on a Tavor X95. And there you have it, guys. That is how you do the 8K style charging handle on the Tavor X95. Why do you want to do this? It's America. You can do what you want. So that's all the reason you need. But realistically, there's not really a good reason to do this. Some people like to run dual charging handles. You can do that too. All it requires is modifying that dust plate just to make sure that there's two little holes. You can also buy the correct part if it's in stock. It's usually not, though. Welcome to 2022. But yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. You can insert a mag, and it locks open on the mag. And because it's not an AK, there's last round bolt hold open, so there's really not, ever a time you're going to need to use the charging handle, aside from when you initially charge the gun. So, there you guys go. Hope this was informative. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next one.